He declared war on the global economy and turned trade policy into a blood sport. Love him or hate him, Donald Trump's tariffs didn't just shake Wall Street, they rewrote the rules of power. Imagine a world where America plays by its own rules. Factories roaring back to life, workers chanting USA, and China bending the knee. Was it genius or self-sabotage? Now imagine the cost. Families paying $1,300 more a year, farmers driven to ruin, and a world firing back at Uncle Sam. This isn't just about taxes on TVs or tractors. This is a battle for the soul of capitalism, and Trump's next move could send America and the world into economic freefall. What happens if he goes bigger? Will your paycheck survive? Will your grocery bill crush you? Or will America finally win by burning it all down? The stakes? Higher than ever. The truth? It's hiding in the data. Smash play before the next economic explosion and decide whose side you're on. Trump versus the world. Who blinks first? Comment below. Benefits of Trump's tariff program. Number 1, revive domestic industries. Steel and aluminum. Tariffs, 25% on steel, 10% on aluminum. Temporarily boosted production in struggling sectors. U.S. steel output rose by approximately 6% by 2021, and some mills reopened in Pennsylvania and Ohio. Manufacturing. Tariffs on China forced companies like Apple and General Motors to diversify supply chains, leading to investments in Mexico, Vietnam, and the U.S. Number 2, trade deal leverage, USMCA. Tariff threats pressured Canada and Mexico to agree to stricter labor and automotive rules in the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement, benefiting U.S. auto workers. China. Phase 1 deal. China pledged to buy $200 billion plus in U.S. goods, agriculture, energy by 2021, though it fell short by approximately 40% due to COVID. Number 3, addressing unfair practices, targeted China's IP theft and forced tech transfers, raising global awareness of Beijing's trade abuses. The U.S. Trade Representative claimed tariffs pressured China to curb subsidies to state-owned firms. Number 4, political popularity resonated with blue-collar voters in swing states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, framing tariffs as a defense of American workers against unfair globalism. Losses and economic costs. Number 1, higher prices for consumers and businesses. $1,300 annual cost per household, Tax Foundation, 2020, due to tariffs on Chinese goods, electronics, appliances, clothing. U.S. companies reliant on imports, e.g. automakers, retailers, faced $46 billion in added costs by 2020, leading to layoffs and price hikes. Number 2, retaliatory tariffs. China slapped 25 to 50% tariffs on U.S. soybeans, pork, and lobsters. U.S. soybean exports to China plummeted 75% in 2018, bankrupting many farmers. EU targeted Harley-Davidson, Bourbon, and Levi's jeans, costing U.S. exporters $3.5 billion annually. Number 3, supply chain disruptions. Global manufacturing networks, e.g. auto parts, electronics, face delays and higher costs, reducing U.S. competitiveness. Number 4, mixed results on trade deficits. The U.S. trade deficit with China grew from $375 billion 2017 to $420 billion 2020 as companies stockpiled goods pre-tariff. Overall, U.S. trade deficit hit a 12-year high in 2021 due to COVID-driven import surges. Number 5, strained alliances. EU and NATO allies accuse the U.S. of undermining multilateral trade systems, WTO, weakening trust in U.S. leadership. Number 6, long-term uncertainty. The Peterson Institute estimated tariffs reduced U.S. GDP by 0.3%, approximately $60 billion by 2020, as businesses delayed investments. Impact on the U.S. economy. Short-term, job losses. Approximately 300,000 jobs lost due to tariffs and retaliation. Federal Reserve 2019. Sectoral winners, shock losers. Winners. Some steel aluminum workers, domestic manufacturers. Losers. Farmers, automakers, retailers, and tech firms relying on Chinese components. Long-term, reshoring. Accelerated moves to bring supply chains closer to home, e.g. semiconductor plants in Arizona. Inflation. Tariffs contributed to post-COVID price spikes, e.g. lumber, electronics. 2025 proposal, universal 10% baseline tariff. Trump's new plan, a 10% tariff on all imports and 60% plus on China, could potential benefits, revenue, raise approximately $300 billion annually. Tax Foundation estimate, funding tax cuts or infrastructure. Reshoring, force companies to build U.S. factories to avoid tariffs. China pressure, punish IP theft and fentanyl precursor chemical exports. Risks, inflation. Tariffs could add $2,500 plus annually to household costs. Peterson Institute. Trade wars, retaliation from the EU, China, and Mexico, e.g. tariffs on U.S. tech, agriculture. Global recession, disruption of $32 trillion in global trade could trigger market crashes. Key takeaways. Pro-tariff argument. Tariffs are a tool to protect industries, punish unfair practices, and reclaim economic sovereignty. Anti-tariff argument. They act as a tax on consumers, spark inflation, and harm diplomatic relations. Economist consensus. 90% plus agree tariffs harm overall growth, but achieve narrow political, strategic goals. Will the U.S. economy survive? If tariffs stay limited, short-term pain for specific sectors, but manageable. If expanded in 2025, risk of stagflation, high inflation plus low growth, and global economic fragmentation. Trump's tariffs reshaped trade politics, but came at a steep cost. Their revival in 2025 could either force a global reset or ignite a catastrophic trade war. Could America win a full-blown trade war with China? Would you pay higher prices to protect U.S. jobs? Debate below.